Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Chris Bruner here with Chris Bruner Photography here in Greenville, South Carolina. So today we're going to go through the process of printing, matting, and framing a photograph. I had a couple come through this past Saturday and they selected a photograph entitled New York number 19. It's a color photograph. Some stained glass windows in a very old church up in Astoria, New York. They also selected just a very common plain black frame, which is what I offer. I have a few different frames I offer, but they didn't want the frame to really take away from the photograph. So we're going to go through the process. So stay with me. Step one's going to be we need to print the photograph. here we are. So hey, we're actually on day 2 of this project, and typically a project like this won't take 2 days to do, but a couple of things are unique with this picture and this project that made it a 2-day project. So the first thing is there's a lot of black ink on this paper. So I wanted the print to dry overnight before I really started manipulating it and mounting it to the foam board. That's the first thing. The second thing is the first print that I ran off yesterday actually had 3 horizontal lines in it, evenly spaced out. And it turns out, as I was getting toward the end of the paper roll, that the paper every 12 inches or so had a small crease, really small. It's really hard to see until you put ink on it. And then the black ink made it stand out. I mean, really, it looked bad. So no way I was going to pass that on to a customer. So I ran a second print yesterday afternoon and just let it dry overnight. Now, as far as mounting it and matting it, so I mounted it to a piece of 3/16 acid-free foam board. That's where I mount all my pictures to. And I use this Scotch photo mount. Now first, nobody's endorsing me or giving me any money. This is just what I use. I buy this stuff and this is what I use. Used it for a long time. Very happy with it. So Scotch photo mount is what the picture is glued to the foam board with. And then as far as the mat board, I use a 6-ply. Typically mat board comes in the 4-ply, the 6 or the 8-ply. 4-ply is too thin. I mean, it's just a little bit more than a piece of notebook paper. Don't really like it. 8-ply can be overwhelming and be too thick on smaller pictures. So I've kind of settled into 6-ply. It's called White Cell. It's a crescent mat board, and it's a 6-ply acid-free mat board. So I really like the thickness of it, and I just like the way that it looks, just the plain white mat board. As far as the photo paper itself, it's a Canson Platine fiber rag. It's a great paper. It's really a fiber-based paper, but it does have a coating on it. So that means I don't have to, in turn, put a coating on top of that. So a lot of photographs that I print, I'll print on a full fiber-based paper, fiber matte paper. If I do that, I'll seal it up with a Hahnemühle sealer. But for any paper that's coated, I've kind of got away from actually sealing them up. I just don't think they need it. I think that's what the coated paper is for. I think the ink adheres to it. I just don't feel like that you need to seal it. But hey, some people do, and if they do, I think that's great, and that's what works for them. So we have our photograph. All we need to do is sign it, and we need to put our Chris Bruner Photography information on the back, and then we're ready to get it into a frame and get it finished up for the customer. So hey, let's get this thing in a frame. Okay, so there we go. 24 by 36 framed and ready to go. So a couple of notes on the framing. I actually use glare resistant glass. I offer two glasses, glare resistant and UV resistant. They indicated there wouldn't be any direct sunlight on the photograph. So we went with the glare resistant glass. Really nice, no glare hardly, really works great. A couple other notes. I also use these little foil stickers. I have an embosser that I purchased. It's Chris Bruner Fine Art Photography, Greenville, South Carolina. So I'll emboss these and stick them on there. Just kind of a nice little touch. People like that. And then I also use these Avery labels that I print up. Essentially it has my artist statement on it, and I will put the date that I made the picture, and I'll also put the title. Now as far as the date that I made it, it's not the date the picture was taken, it's the date that I actually printed it and matted it. So that's the way I offer my photographs. And beyond that, hey, just the normal cardboard corners, some cellophane wrap, if you will, to keep it safe until they pick it up. It's not being shipped, they are picking it up. And then I also add the two little rubber dots that you put on the back two corners, so when you hang it on the wall, the picture doesn't slide side to side. And then the final thing I'll do is I have some small little thank you notes. It has one of my photographs on it. I'll write a quick thank you note and put with it. So when the husband comes by and picks it up and delivers it home to his wife in a couple weeks or this weekend, that she'll have a little thank you note and just a nice little touch. So look, so hey, that's the video. Please hit subscribe and hit like so I can start building up some following. If you have any questions, please leave those as well. Questions, comments, certainly welcome. And until next time, have a good day.